Hey, what's going on guys? My name is Tommy and welcome to a brand new series called The Update. Basically every week I will run through a couple of topics as you can see on the left hand side of your screen. This week we'll be talking about the COD Championships that happened at the weekend. Go on to talk about Gfinity Open, finishing with a bit of a controversial topic in the fact of, PS4 and the fact that they don't really get that many tournaments, etc. So, you can interact with the show with the hashtag THEHUBDATE. If you want to send us questions, if you want to send us opinions, if you want to send us topics for next week or coming weeks, do use that hashtag on Twitter, and you can also comment down below using your YouTube channel. So we're kicking the show off with Call of Duty Championships, the $1 million tournament that comes around every year, or has for the last 4 years at least. And going into it, I think a lot of people's favourites were Optic Gaming. Obviously they came off the back of a 3-win streak, winning at UMG Orlando, the Pro League season playoffs, and the NA regionals that happened a couple of weeks ago. So coming into it, a lot of people expected them to do well, but it wasn't the case. I think the best way to kind of describe how the event actually unfolded would just be absolutely unpredictable, because looking at people's tweets and what they sent us in regards to their predictions, a lot of people did not have Revenge winning it. I think there was only a couple of teams, people that tweeted us that said Team Revenge were to be a team to look out for, and in my opinion, there were two main teams that really shocked me this weekend, and they were Automatic Reload and Team Revenge. Now, obviously, Team Revenge were a team that did really well. They ended up getting, I think, like top 6 at NA regionals, was a very, very good performance. No one really expected that, to be fair. And one of the things that I love about Team Revenge is the fact that they have undoubtedly one of the best teamwork and chemistry that is out there. They're blazing Uplink, they're blazing the likes of CTF are absolutely phenomenal, but they were one of the upsets, I would say, and the other obviously being AR. I wouldn't really say upsets, I'd say more surprises. AR ended up, I think, placing top 5, if I'm not mistaken. So, a great performance from them. But the team that ended up taking home the $400,000, that trophy, and Clayster took home the MVP award, was Denial. They played absolutely phenomenal. I don't think they ended up actually losing a map when they, series, when they got into the double elimination bracket. Obviously, within the pool play, they lost one game, but apart from that, they did pretty solid. So if you didn't get to watch the action, you may be wondering what happens at Optic Gaming, the clear favourites. Going into it, as I said, they were probably one of the favourite teams to win this. Pool play, they looked absolutely phenomenal. Ended up going 3-0 in their pool. I think they only dropped one map across the 11 or 10 they played. Then they went into the double elimination bracket, and that's where the problems started to happen. Round 1, they ended up facing off against Denial, the team that actually ended up winning it. I guess they just didn't come out as they should have. They ended up losing that series 3-0 because Denial just absolutely outslayed them and outplayed them in S&D. Dropped down to the losers. They played Team Orbit, beat them 3-0. Played SB, beat them 3-1. Then the real challenge came in the form of FaZe Red after they lost their second round matchup in the winners bracket. And they ended up losing to FaZe Red 3-2 in a very close series, but it really could have been different if they ended up clutching up in some of their hardpoint and I think it was CTF. So overall, they ended up getting knocked out, ended up placing top 7 or 7th overall, beating Team Caliber in that playoff, and they ended up taking home, I think, something like 35k. But realistically, that was not a great turnout. They were predicted by many to win the tournament, and obviously they just didn't. So you can see on screen now the overall placements. As I said, the surprise kind of placings for me were AR and Team Revenge placing second. Then the other one was probably Mindfreak. Mindfreak, obviously, for the second year in a row, an Australian team are placing top 6 at this tournament. No EU teams, was a shame, but Aware did come very close, placing 9th through 12th. Okay, let's move on now to the Gfinity Open. So basically, over the span of the Call of Duty Advanced Warfare life cycle, Gfinity will be putting on, I think, 5 events for Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, and the first to kick it all off will be an open event. The first one of its kind for Gfinity. The organization traditionally only does invitational only events, what we've seen in the past with G1, 2 and 3, but this time they're mixing up a bit, having an actual open event. Will be very interesting to see how they get on with the production and everything else that goes around it. It will be taking place in London at a conference centre on the Saturday, and then transitioning over to the Sunday, where they'll be playing in the Gfinity Arena. That is the purpose-built esports arena, first of its kind in the UK, and it's going to be, I think, in Fulham at the View Cinema. So you may be wondering what is going to be on the line at this event. It will be £5,000, with first place taking home 3,000 of that prize pool, second taking home 1,000, and then third and fourth sharing the last 1,000 with 500 each. It's fair to say, basing kind of the performance that Gfinity have had in the past, that this event is going to be absolutely brilliant, and it's great to see Gfinity kind of leading the way for Call of Duty esports in the UK and the European zone, and it's without a doubt that a lot of the big teams will be attending this. I know the likes of Millennium have already kind of confirmed that they'll probably be going, and the same with Infused. The likes of Market B have tweeted out about it as well, and I'm sure as well we will see the likes of Epsilon there, Aware Gaming, who obviously plays just outside the money at the Call of Duty Championships, and many other great European teams, probably Vitality X as well. So the competition is not going to be short of exceptional, and if you are attending there, it's going to be just a great event. I think 64 teams are allowed to attend it all together. So overall, I'm just super excited to see what actually happens. The Gfinity Arena is one of the coolest aspects of this event. Obviously, on the Saturday, it will be held at a conference centre. By the way, if you did want to attend this event, it is free tickets, so you can get them online at gfinity.com. But then on the Sunday, we transition over to the Gfinity Arena. Tickets, I think, if I'm not mistaken, are £15 if you were thinking of attending. And the really cool aspect of this is a purpose-built arena for esports. So everything that's in the arena, is tailored towards esports. They've got the booths, they've got the screens, they've got the big screen at the front as well. And the seats look really comfortable because it is held in a cinema, so therefore the seats are pretty comfy. And it just looks like a great overall experience if you are attending this event. That's pretty much all you need to know about the Gfinity Open. As I say, there should be a number of top tier teams attending this LAN. If you want more details on the event, you can go over to gfinity.com, or I'll leave a link in the description below where you can check it out there. Okay, let's move on to the controversial part of the show. We're going to be talking about the PS4 community and competitive esports for Call of Duty, because obviously with the partnership kind of Activision have with Xbox, we don't see any really light shined on the PS4 community, and I think it's about time that we kind of look into it. I'm not saying that we need to switch over, but from the standpoint of a lot of people that think the PlayStation 4 is better than Xbox, it's a bit unfair for them, because obviously they're not getting the tournaments, they're not getting kind of the competition they probably deserve. We're going to start with some of your thoughts. So the first comment comes in from Just Stealth, a European caster, who basically talks about he seems to think that if there was a LAN to be hosted for PS4 or for the PlayStation community in general, that you'd only probably get 20 teams there, and you'd only get a handful of spectators. Well, could be the case, but that's partly because obviously like anything, it has to start from the bottom. Obviously with Xbox kind of leading the way for the majority of Call of Duty esports life cycle, apart from I think Black Ops 1 where it was PS3. That is why it's so big. It's grown over years and years, and there's been money and funding and organizations that have filtered into why Call of Duty is now so successful over on the Xbox scene. He also talks about if there was a LAN or something to kind of boost the PS4 scene, that it wouldn't really be impacting enough, because obviously Sony don't really seem to be showing any interest to support the esport, and Activision having their partnership with Xbox that we don't know if it will run out after this year's cycle, it does kind of suggest that there wouldn't really be enough support from developers, from the actual console providers themselves, to make it a lasting thing, and it may turn out to be an unsuccessful journey. This being said, Mr. Trix believes that it would be a great thing for the PS4 community. He seems to reckon that a lot of free agents are out there because of the fact that there aren't organizations available to pick up teams, because the majority of the organizations are based over on the Xbox side of things. So from that standpoint, if there was LAN events, it could see an influx of more teams coming into the scene, more organizations, because obviously teams are going to be where the money's at. At the moment, the money is at over on the Xbox side of things. So therefore, that is where the majority of the top organizations and, you know, organizations that have the money, have the, you know, the knowledge, etc. are. So from that standpoint, I do get where this dude is coming from, but as what Just Self said, I kind of seem to think that obviously without developer support, without kind of the funding and organizations being behind it, we may not see this happen. With this being said, Adam Ches seems to reckon that, you know, it needs to start off small, like anything. You know, you can't just expect a big event and just it to be successful like that. And as it grows, it will get better and better. And I think the key point he points out is that the community need to be 100% behind it. And I honestly feel like the PS4 community are, you know, not the biggest community, but they are very loyal, and I feel like if there was events, they would get behind them and they would attend them, support them, spectate them, whatever it was, and it could potentially perform into something like we see it on the Xbox side of things. Last comment is coming in from Cryptid Sloth, who, as I said, you know, there needs to be developer and kind of organizational support, and she seems to reckon that there could be organizational support in the form of Cryptic Gaming and 40p Tournaments, who have both considered doing PS4 LANs in the near future. So you never know, this thing could evolve into something. You know, we could see the PS4 side of things take off for Call of Duty Esports, but it's a matter of organizations and the community coming together to put on LAN events. You know, I look at the Super Smash Brothers kind of game. You know, the community came together to bring back that game, and I think it's the same with PlayStation 4 and the PlayStation community. You know, if they dig together and get organizations behind the game to put out LAN events, etc., I think it could be a potential possibility. This is pretty much going to do it for this episode of the Hubdate. Do let us know on Twitter what you thought of this episode. It's kind of been run as a pilot. Use the hashtag TheHubdate and we will look at your comments, etc. If you've got any suggestions on topics for the next week or coming weeks, any opinions on anything we discuss, do let us know as well using that hashtag, or let us know down in the comments of this YouTube video. But this is pretty much going to do it for this video, guys. I've been Tommy. This is the Esports Hub. Do leave this video a like, do subscribe for more content, and we'll see you next episode.